Mr. Duncan traveled to a city 350 miles from his home to attend a meeting. Due to car trouble, his average speed returning was 7 miles per hour less than his speed going. If the total time for the round trip was 16 hours, at what rate of speed did he travel to the city? Round your answer to the nearest tenth. Our formula, distance equals rate times time. I'm going to organize my information in a table. I have going, returning, I'm going to have rate, time, distance, the distance for both, it appears, is 350 miles. His average speed returning was 7 miles per hour less than his speed going. So we'll just use X. For returning, that's going to be X minus 7, which means going is going to be X. And then we have time as sort of our box that doesn't have anything in it. So if I come back up to this formula and I solve for time, I'm going to divide both sides by rate. So time is equal to distance over rate. So to fill in my time, I'm going to have going 350 over X. Returning, I'm going to have 350 over X minus 7. And I do know that I have a total here of 16 hours. That means the equation that I'm going to solve is going to be 16 equals 350 over X plus 350 over X minus 7. We're going to multiply everything times our lowest common denominator, which is X times X minus 7. That's going to give me X times X minus 7 times 16 on the left. X times X minus 7 times 350 over X plus X times X minus 7 times 350 over X minus 7. On the left, nothing is going to reduce or divide out. That'll leave me with 16x times x minus 7. On the right, in the first set, the x's are going to divide out. That's going to leave me with 350 times x minus 7. Plus, then in the next pair, the x minus 7s will divide out. That's going to leave me with 350 times x. If I distribute on the left, I'm going to have 16x squared minus 112x. When I distribute on the right, I'm going to have 350x minus 2,450 plus 350x. And 16x squared minus 112x kind of stays the way it is. I can collect like terms on the right-hand side. 350x plus 350x is going to give me 700x minus 2,450. And now I'm going to subtract the 700x and add the 2,450 to both sides. So I can set it equal to 0. That gives me 16x squared, and negative 112x minus 700x is negative 812x, plus 2,450 equals 0. Once again, I think everything here is divisible by 2. It all looks even. So if I divide everything by 2, that's going to leave me with 8x squared minus 406x, which when I transferred that, I did that wrong. This should be a negative, I'm pretty sure. negative 812. Yes. Okay. So 8x squared minus 406x plus 1,225 equals 0. This is going to give me A equals 8, B equals negative 406, C equals 1,225, which means X equals the opposite of a negative 406 plus or minus the square root of negative 406 squared minus 4 times 8 times 1,225 over 2 times 8, which is 406 plus or minus, when you have in here, I'm just going to put this all in my calculator, that's going to end up being the square root of 125,636 over 16, and that's 406 plus the square root of 125,636 over 16. My other solution is 406 minus the square root of 125,636 over 16. On the left, I've transferred the two solutions. On the left, I'm going to have 47.53. It's an approximation. On the right, I'm going to have 3.22. That one was close. I wasn't sure if it was going to end up being a negative number or not. And so we need to go back and see which of our solutions seems appropriate. So coming back, I transferred both of my solutions and saw that I needed to round to the nearest tenth. So my options for X are 3.2 and 47.5. And if I go to my table and I plug in 3.2 here, I'm going to find a problem, I think. If I take 3.2 minus 7, that's going to be a negative number. So I'm going to eliminate that solution, which means that the speed he was going is 47.5.